Howdy, y'all. It's Jake. I am a guitar player in Franklin, Tennessee, in rainy, overcasty, beautiful Franklin, Tennessee. And I make Tonex captures, impulse responses, helix stuff under the name Teddytones. Been doing that for about a year and a half now, and I love it. Having a blast with it. So, I just recently put out an update to my kind of flagship Tone X captures called Head Coach and Redbird. The captures of my Matchless HC30 and Matchless Phoenix 35. So the reason I did the update was because IK just put out the modeler update, which is amazing. It's a huge upgrade for people like me who create this stuff, and even like people who purchase these products and use them. It's a huge benefit for everyone, really, because like it streamlined the whole capture process, made it much faster, but then also the sound is and the tone is a huge substantial it's substantially better in every way. I've been in the like Tone X's goated camp for a while, and I didn't think it would get any better, and it kind of has. So that's crazy. So I put out update for people who have purchased the V2 version of Head Coach and Redbird. So those people already got the update, and there's been some purchases already come through as I like updated the website with the updates. Some questions of like, hey man, there's like a lot of captures in here. So where do I start? So I kind of wanted to just do a video talking about kind of the differences between the amps, the rig that I captured the amps in, and then also just kind of go through a like, here's what they sound like, here's how I would pair them, here's where I would start, that kind of thing. Because I understand like 24 captures is a lot, but when you break it down, it's 2 amps, so 12 captures per amp. There's 3 channels, and then you get 4 captures per channel. And I did that just to kind of give y'all a great starting point for really this entire, like, great starting point for anything. So if like you like running your amps a little dirtier like I do, you basically already have that right out of the box. But if you like to clean it up a little bit, you have a couple starting points. And because of the update, it makes like adjusting and like tweaking these captures like way better than it ever has been. So like I like the 0 input trim method, a la Jason Sedites and Devin Bumstead. Big fan of that now. Wasn't prior to the update. Now I am. These captures are super tweakable, man, and they sound awesome when you know, it's not like Kemper where it's like you tweak just a hair and it's like, oh, ruined it, you know? Like there's quite a bit of wiggle room, EQ wise and also like gain structure wise. Like they're pretty magical. So before I get into sound samples and kind of how I would pair these things, I want to talk about the rigs and talk about the amps. So HC30 and Phoenix 35, they're basically exactly the same amp. As far as I know, circuits are identical. The big difference being the HC30 has EL84s and the Phoenix has EL34s. So tonally, you get like a little more low mid and sagginess and sustain out of the HC30 or Head Coach. And then with the Redbird, it's like much faster and barkier than the HC30. So it's like a really cool stereo pair. The image is awesome. Like it feels familiar enough, especially in the like EF86 channels. It's feels really similar, but also like you hear the difference and kind of how, like if you have delay and reverb going into them, like how each side like decays differently. It's very cool. This is like my all-time favorite like stereo rig, next to my future release of that Vox AC15 right there, and then my Bad Cat. Now that pairing, that's sick. We'll talk about that one in a later video. But anyway, for now, we're going to talk about this. I digress, man. So I ran both of these into their cabinets, which are Matchless ESS 112 cabinets that have Matchless branded Celestion G12H75 speakers. They're creambacks. They're awesome. They complement these amps really well. with them. I feel like, and we'll talk about the mics in a second, kind of how all the things kind of expose and communicate what makes matchlesses really special. Matchlesses are my all-time favorite amps, and Mark Sampson lineage amps, for the most, or really all of them, are my favorite amps of all time because they have like a very specific high end. And to me, I could see why some people would perceive it as like it being harsh, but really, like, I've never experienced harshness out of a matchless. I do hear brightness and I do hear hi-fi, but in a way it's like really sweet. So it like isn't like, bite your head off kind of bright. It's just like beautiful and hi-fi and awesome throughout the entire frequency spectrum of really any point of the amp. Now, obviously, there's, some pickups and some hands out there that would pull some brightness out of the amp that maybe might inherently not be there for most people, but like, or for most guitars, but like for the most part, I would say I've never experienced harshness. It's just like really wide, really present and beautiful and sparkly and chimey. Basically all the things you want out of awesome British amps, specifically AC30s. So, cabinet does a great job of communicating all that stuff. And then with the mics, I did 3 actually. So, this is the one that's hottest in the mix. This is a Soyuz 013. To be honest, like, I'm pretty new to mics and like experimenting with them, but like, dude, this is like lights out for me. Like, I want everything that I want to hear out of a guitar amp. Like, this does, like, naturally just does. I ran this mic into a Neve 5211 preamp and then an API 550B. No post-processing. Well, other than like I did a high-pass filter to 11.1K to be specific. Or low-pass filter, sorry, to 11.1K. But it's like basically just straight in, no compression, no like frou-frou fancy stuff, just a freaking great sounding mic into a great pre with very, very light EQ. Very light. I don't even think I notched anything out, just like a high pass filter. That's it. So just shelving off some of those like sub lows. But all that to say, this mic is freaking beautiful. It's like I've just been using it for everything and I love it. So there's that guy, and then M160 by Beyerdynamic. I love this mic so much. It's a ribbon mic. It's kind of like an alternative to the Royer 121, which is kind of like the industry, well, not kind of, it is the industry standard for guitar amps, like that and a 57. And I really do like the 121. I feel like it can be really boomy, and I'm sure it would sound magnificent on the Matchless, but I've just really gravitated towards this microphone. I feel like it shifts some of that low information to just like those low mids. Like, it just, everything feels so beautiful and warm and full. And I just love this mic, man. Like, if I had like one mic, like if I showed up to a session or a gig and I had to bring like one mic per amp, I would use this, no question. I've used this on sessions before and it was perfect. Like, just this, no 57, nothing, just like this, and it was magnificent. So, and then actually I ran a Pinnacle Fat Top 2 in the rear, just to give some of this, like, fill in some of the gaps a little bit. It really, you kind of don't feel it or hear it. Or you don't hear it. It's kind of more felt when you really push into the amp. There's this like low mid bloom that happens as you like let a high gain note sustain out or a big chord. It's really beautiful. So it's kind of there. It's just tucked away, really light, but it just fills in some of those low mids in a really beautiful way. So this whole rig ended up so perfect. Oh, I forgot. This went into a Cappy VP26 and a API 550B. Very light EQ, almost none. I think I shelved off some highs and lows, and that's it. Like, no notches or anything. I just kind of left them as is, and it was just beautiful. So, very, very light work on all of this stuff. It's just get the gains right, get the placement right, and then let the amp speak for itself, man. So with all that stuff out of the way, let's talk through just kind of how this is structured and how we're going to do this video. So already loaded in my Tone X1s, I have Head Coach 1 in both. So that is like, and I haven't adjusted anything. This is just like straight up out of the box. This is what you get out of the box, so to speak. And man, it's like, it is running into the Ocean Way Room Verb plugin. Running my pedal board into this stuff, so you can kind of hear some gain sounds and all of that stuff. So guitar, Murphy Lab 335, 59 reissue with throwback SLE 101s. Pedal board, the always on pedals are my Para EQ from Empress, Para EQ Mark II Deluxe. Just some like notching out some of the resonance, some of the weirdo stuff in there. Nothing too crazy. Some of the sub lows. Spaceman Atlas preamps always on, and then Cali 76 also always on. Okay, so this is Head Coach 1 on left and right. This is a 12 AX7 channel right out of the box. I mean, it's awesome. What I love about these are as dynamic as the amp. If you play with your fingers, there's no gain pedals on. It's just the always on stuff. Yeah, man. Killer. So with that, when you push them with like a gain pedal or boost or whatever, then it really starts to open up the like matchlessy stuff. Like you start to hear that kind of cool whistle. I like calling it the whistle thing. It's not really a whistle. It's kind of like this high presence thing that doesn't get harsh. It just feels like it's like filling in some of the gaps up top. And then throwing on some King of Tone with What I love about these captures, man, is they just take it. Like, whatever you throw into them, dude, it just gets huge. Like, doesn't feel compressy, doesn't feel weird, it just gets massive, like the amps do. Like, so sick. Same deal with Redbird. Number one, out of the box, so to speak, straight up, this is what it sounds like. No gain pedals, just the always on stuff. Probably already hear that like shift in EQ. Feels like that 1.6 kind of martially barky. Pushing it. Tilt boost. King of killer, man. Yeah, killer. So let's move on to the. I'm switching all of these live right now, by the way. I used to have the big tone X's, and I sold them like an idiot, you know, as we guitar players do sometimes. Just go like, man, this is working really great for me. Might as well sell it. Now I'm switching over to Head Coach and Redbird Head Coach 5 for now. This is the first channel on the EF86 side. And on this, given that this is like a bit of a higher, I mean, all of these captures are running pretty hot. And I did that just to give you the most headroom to play with. Like finding, just like I said earlier, kind of finding that sweet spot of where you like to keep your amps. These are super tweakable. It's really great. So this is the EF86 channel. Oh my gosh. Feels like home to me, man. It feels like you get all the amazing stuff out of that you do with the 12AX7 side with channel 1 and just even way more. Like you just roll back on your fingers, like if you roll back to your play with your fingers, roll back on your volume pedal. I mean, man, even with like some delay and reverb on. Then just like no gain pedals, by the way. Let's turn Kilt Boost on, and then I'll turn the King of Tone on with it. Tilt. King of Tone. It's perfect, dude. Okay, so great time to kind of talk about this. So like I said, these are really tweakable, man. I'm not doing anything. I'm not changing captures. All I'm doing, well, I am doing something. All I'm doing is just rolling back the gain, man. So this is as is, right? That's no gain pedals or anything on. That's just how the captures go. 5, okay? So I'm going to roll back to like 10 o'clock on both sides. I mean, man. It literally feels like I just reached over and like turned down just the knobs on the amp. Like maybe a little bit more. Let's go to like 9 a.m. Even try and pushing it now. A little tilt boost. King of Tone. Throw some delay on there and reverb. Oh my gosh, it makes me laugh so it makes me laugh so hard, dude, because these sound so awesome. Like, they do exactly what like I want a digital solution to do, and like what I want amps to do. It's like they are super responsive. It gets me so excited, man. Like, I just like always been so proud of my stuff, even when it was bad. But like now it's like I personally feel like I'm like pulling the best sounds I ever have out of my rig. And then also like Tone X is like in a weird way like growing with how I want things to grow. Like tonally, right? It's like I'm growing and so is Tone X. It's so cool. So anyway, let's do this. Let's start to kind of talk about the pairs. So there's also the jump channel in here, which is super rad, but just for sake of time, just keep on trucking. That's just bridging the two channels together. It's freaking great. Very, very cool. It's kind of the best of both worlds between, it was my like go-to channel for a while. And in some ways it still is. So, let's keep with, Head Coach and Redbird 5, or Head Coach 5 on one side. And then let's do, Redbird 5. So the numbers on each amp mean each channel is like groups of 4. So channel 1 is 1 through 4 on both amps. Channel 1 is 1 through 4. That is dirty and bright, dirty and dark, clean and bright, clean and dark. So that's 1 through 4 on channel 1 for both amps. And then channel 2 is 5 through 8. And it's dirty and bright, dirty and dark, clean and bright, clean and dark. And then the jumped is 9 to 12, follows the same exact pattern. That's super easy to break down, and it sounds great. So they all sound great, man. It's freaking insane. So now let's do this. This is Head Coach 5 and Redbird 5. So it's the EF86 channels on both amps. Now we should start to hear a little more width, considering that, you know, it's a stereo pair now. Oh my god! Let's go! Let's go tilt. Boost. King of tone with that. Here's the craziest thing. If you listen really close, like if up top, you can hear some of this like subharmonic information, especially when you put. These new captures are super harmonic. Super duper harmonic. Some delay and reverb. Play with the volume pedal a little bit. Teddytone tilt boost. Clean them up a little bit. The gain parameter, so like alt mode or alt button, and then just turn down the gain. Try some chorus. This is about as flexible and compelling as like a direct rig that I've ever had and ever heard. Like, there's plenty of like, I guess, easier solutions. Like UA is like whatever, but like UA kind of doesn't sound so great to me. But like this feels like, as someone who like loves amplifiers and who came up like using amps and using beautiful amps and learning how to like work them and how to dial them in and how they work, like Tone X has always been the most compelling solution for me in that regard. But now more so than ever, it's like, dude, I just don't know how anything can beat it, to be honest. So like, that's really like, obviously I feel like I believe in my captures and I know that Tone X is only as good as the captures themselves, but like, kudos to Tone X or IK Multimedia for just like making something that was already so amazing even better somehow. I don't even know how that's possible. But so now you're like, great, that sounds awesome. I want to buy them. I'll go buy them, whatever, buy. But it's like, to answer the question that I kind of proposed at the beginning of the video, it's like, where do I start? So I feel like if you've never played a matchless before, it can definitely be like a little, even though like they're not like these two amps specifically are not like particularly difficult amps in terms of like knobs and features. Pretty straightforward, but like it can be like, where do I start? So think like, if you've never played a matchless before, I think the 12AX7 is the safest place to start. It's going to feel the most familiar given that it's a 12AX7 preamp tube. And I would start maybe like on 3, Head Coach and Redbird 3, and give that a shot and get used to how it feels. And then as you get more adventurous, they're like falling in love with the amp, and then it's kind of like, man, where do I go from here? Try the hotter captures of the like 12AX7, try it. And then on channel 1, and then it's like, man, I'm feeling really adventurous. Like I'm feeling really crazy. And then it's like, what does channel 2 have to offer? 5 through 8. And it offers like so much more. And then just get used to how the amp feels or the captures feel and how it reacts to your drives, how dynamic, like the dynamic differences between the two, the harmonic differences between the two channels. Just play with them, man. Like, it's kind of the similar thing. Like if you were to go buy a HC30 and be like, where do I start? Just plug it in and play, man. Like just turn the knobs until it sounds good. That to me is just like the fun of these amps. And like, I kind of wanted to give you like so many options, kind of like leading you to option paralysis, even to be like, there's so much available. Like you can kind of get every point of the amp and like excellent representations of what the amp sounds like. So, Yeah, man. I hope that's super helpful. I love these captures so much. Like this is how I've always wanted Head Coach and Redbird to sound. Um, and just as my ear has grown and my rig has gotten better and like my just know how has increased, I guess. And really since buying this guy. I've just man like I just am so pleased with how these turned out. And as I alluded earlier, that Vox right there and that Bad Cat right there, that pairing, holy crap, man. Yeah, very good. Yeah, there you go. And in closing, I hope to do more of this kind of stuff. I've been wanting to like jump over to YouTube for a while, just kind of not really had a reason to. I'm frankly not that interesting of a person, and I've had people go, "You should start a vlog," and I'm like, I'm definitely not that interesting. It's like, what do you do? I play music and I stay at home with my wife. Like when I'm not playing music or tracking in my studio, I'm literally like playing skate or like watching a movie with my wife. It's like we don't go out, we don't do anything. We're super boring. But I'm going on tour Wednesday actually. So the plan is to kind of do some stuff over here on YouTube and kind of explore a little bit of what's possible over here on this platform. So yeah, man, that's it. So again, my name's Jake. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, if you've just seen me for the first time, hi, nice to meet you. And if you've been just like subscribing just to watch all my pedalboard demos, it's like literally all I've posted here for the last couple of years. Yeah, hopefully you see more stuff. Demos of new captures, kind of how-tos, stuff like that. So anyway, thanks a lot. God bless. Have a good one.